Hey there, folks. How's it going? Yeah, didn't have anybody drop into class, so I'm going to do a quick recording for week 1 for the month of September. We are working on the tune Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Really fun tune. Just want to mention a couple things about this tune. Really, there's only 4 chord shapes to learn, so what we're going to spend most of our time doing is trying to get these kind of these off-time chord changes happening, being able to move between these chords quickly. We're going to learn a riff that's going to be repeated quite a bit throughout the song. But also, this song is really tricky to learn how to sing. This is the mouthiest, the wordiest song I've learned in a really long time. It has 5 different verses, and they're all big, long, kind of 4-line stanzas. Really, you could think of them as 8-line stanzas. So there's just a lot of words to memorize. I would say this is that where you really want to start is getting, the first verse down. We got a fast car, I want a ticket to anywhere. Just being able to sing that while you're working through either just playing the chords or working it with the rhythm and the chords or just the rhythm on its own. That's really going to be the big challenge for this month, is trying to get this locked in, trying to get it feeling smooth. Because there's a lot of words, and then the memorization part of it as well. Being able to memorize all of these verses, you really want to start to put that work in during week 1. Okay, why don't we start today with the left hand? We'll start with the chords that we need to know how to play. Again, there's only 4 chords that you need to know for this song, so it's going to be fairly easy in that vein. So let's start with the D chord. We're going to play 2, 2, 2, and 0. Now, this D chord is a little bit tricky because it's sometimes really hard to make all of these fingers stack, right on top of each other, especially if my fingers are turned parallel with the fret wires. See how these fret wires are running up and down like this? If my fingers are turned so that my pointer finger, see how it's like lined up with the fret, then it's going to be really difficult to kind of stack all of these fingers right on top of each other and all fit on the 2nd fret. Now, one thing you'll notice is that when I stack my fingers like this, they're really wide, but when I rotate them like this, they're just as, wide as one finger because they're stacked up on top of each other. So that's really what you're trying to do here, is actually get these 3 fingers to stack right up on top of each other, and you want these fingers to be at a nice kind of diagonal line to the fret wires. 2, 2, 2, and 0. Next chord shape we need is an A chord. 2, 1, 0, and 0. After that, what we're going to play is an F sharp minor. And you can think of this F sharp minor as just an extension of the A, right? If I play 2, 1, 0, 0, and then I put my ring finger down on the 2nd fret, right here, 2nd fret of the E string, then I get my F sharp minor. And our last chord shape is an E7, 1, 2, 0, and 2. So even though there's only 4 chords in the song, they're mostly 3-finger chords, and actually a little bit difficult to play, especially if you don't have a ton of familiarity of all of these chord shapes, right? And you can kind of hear me add the melody. You've got a fast car, I've got a ticket to anywhere, right? D to A, add ring finger for F sharp minor and E7. Let's move whole notes through those first 2 chord shapes, D to A. 1, 2, sounds like this. 2, ready, show me A. Cool. So how I like to think about that transfer is, see how my middle finger is on the right fret, just on the wrong string. First thing I'll do is kind of jump that finger up to the top string, and then my pointer finger can shift from where it is on the 2nd fret, kitty corner down to the 1st fret on the C string. So middle finger jumping up, pointer finger down and over, and I've got my A chord. Now, like I said before, a really good way to think about transformation to this F sharp minor is to just add your ring finger to the A chord. Now, from this position, moving into the E7, I like to think about, how your fingers kind of switched places before? Middle finger jumping from the G to the C, and then pointer jumping from the G to the C, and middle finger jumping from the C to the G. So now we're just going to do the opposite. See, if I set up here, pointer finger jumps up 1 string, middle finger jumps down 1 string, then all I have to do is add my ring finger after it. So you can go from that F sharp minor, flip those fingers, flip the strings, and then the ring finger can go underneath, right? So let's try that transition. F sharp minor, 2, ready, E7, 2, ready, F sharp minor, 2, 1, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 0, 2, 2, ready, and 2, 3, 4, and 2, ready, and finish on A. All right, cool. I've got somebody jumping into the thing, so I'm gonna just take a little breather here. It's Monique. Huh. How are you doing?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You just interrupted my recording. I was actually, yeah. Usually at about 5:10, 5:15, if nobody's in class, what I'll start to do is record. But no worries. You'll skip all of the pleasantries of the beginning. How are you doing?
Got it.
I don't care how you're doing. It's all good. No, I'm kidding. How are you doing? You're doing good?
I'm doing good, yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. Okay, cool. We are technically recording right now, so we're just going to jump straight into the left-hand shapes for this tune. Do you have any questions? Start off?
Nope.
That's a lovely background. You're making me
jump in.
You're making me very hungry for some tropical weather. Where is that? Do you know?
Mexico.
Oh, sweet. Where in Mexico?
Sayulita.
Oh, Sayulita. I went there in 2020. 2019, I was there for New Year's. That was like 3 months before the pandemic.
So it's in 2019.
No way.
This picture.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, in November, actually.
What? You were there a month before me? Yeah, that's bonkers. We went there for New Year's. A friend of ours from the Bay Area planned this big trip. We had like 20 people or something, and all staying at this like little compound. It was like a rental, but it had like, some bunch of different casitas and kind of a little hangout section in the back. And so yeah, so it was awesome. That was like our last big trip before pandemic. So
that was also my last trip before the pandemic.
Sayulita is gorgeous, isn't it? Such a beautiful place. Had you
little town.
Had you been there before?
No, that was my first and only time.
Yeah, it was so cool. I want to go back for sure. Okay, cool. Well, we'll jump into the left-hand shapes. The first chord shape we need to know how to play is a D chord. 2, 2, 2, and 0. Now, this chord is a little bit tough to stack all these fingers, especially if your hand is not as rotated as it can be. See, if I'm really trying to get my fingers to almost be like this, because then what happens is the width of your fingers is be able to like stack all inside of this chord. If my hand is rotated like this, so that my fingers are parallel with the fret wires, then often what happens is your fingers start to push each other out of the way, right? I can barely fit my pointer fingers on the fret wire, my ring fingers on the fret wire. So you really want to get that rotated kind of feel in order to get this D chord. 2, 2, 2, and 0. That's our first chord, D. Our next chord is an A. 2, 1, 0, and 0. There's our A chord. Good. Let's practice that transition a few times, just moving between D and A. Yeah, let's move from D and A. One of the transformation tricks that I like to think about, what my pivot point is in between these two chords, is how my middle finger, do you feel how it's on the C string? You just want to hop it up one string to the second fret, and then the pointer finger kind of gets out of the way and goes kitty corner diagonal down to the first fret on the C string. So let's try whole notes. 2, 3, 4. D, 2, ready, switch. 2, ready, switch. 2, ready, switch. 2, last time, here we go. D, 2, and then we finish on A. Next chord shape we need is an F sharp minor, 2, 1, 2. Let's go ahead and add our ring finger to this E string second fret. Now, this chord shape, I like to think of it as an extension. Do you see how it's almost an A, but just the ring finger gets added? And then we've got, another way you can think about it too is a G7 chord if you know how to play that. It's just a G7 chord, but hopped up one set of strings. All right, from here, we're gonna go to our last chord shape, which is an E7. 1, 2, 0, and 2. So first fret on the G string, pointer finger. Second fret on the C string, middle finger. Open E string. And second fret on the A string, right? Just like before we were talking about how the D chord switches to the A, I kind of feel the same movement when I go F sharp minor to E7 because I'm here. And then if I just switch strings with my pointer and my middle, then I've got most of the shape held, right? If I just go second fret C string with my middle finger and then first fret G string with my pointer finger, then I can jump into that E7 a little quicker. So let's try F sharp minor to E7. 1, 2, ready, here we go. 2, and ready, switch to E7. Nice. F sharp minor. And remember, whenever we're thinking about chord progression or chord movement, what we're trying to do is teach ourselves transformation, right? A nice fluid connected move between the two chords. All right, awesome. Last time, F sharp minor, and then E7. All right, now let's see if we can try it. D to A, add the ring finger, F sharp, and then E7. 1, 2, ready, here we go. D, 2, ready, switch. 2, ready, switch. F sharp, ready, E7. 2, and ready, D. 2, ready, A. 2, and ready, F sharp. 2, ready, E7. And let's finish on A together. Nice. All right, so what we're going to try to do here is we're actually going to kind of change where our switch happens. We've done this in the past before where our chord change doesn't quite happen in the middle. If it was going to happen in the middle, it'd be 1, 2, switch, 4. But we're actually changing on the offbeat here. So what I want to do is do what's called a 4-finger pinch just to get a little softer sound. I'm just going to assign each of the strings to a finger. I'm going to go thumb, G, pointer, C, middle, E, and ring finger A. And just go ahead and play the chord like this, okay? I'm doing kind of like a closed hand here, almost like a pick, a squeeze, a pinch, however you want to call it. And now what I want to do is try that moving between the chords. D, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, ring finger, 2, ready, E7. All right, now the tricky thing about this again is that we're not switching halfway in the measure. It's not 1, 2, switch, 4. It's 1, 2, switch, right? We're switching on the offbeat on 2. So I'm going to play through those switches. We're going to do the first one. It sounds like this. 1, 2, A. Can you feel that? 1, 2, A. Switching on that offbeat. We're playing D, then switch A. Ready? D, switch A. Nice. 2 more times. D, switch A. All right, now what we're going to try is F sharp minor to E7. Go ahead and work that change a few times, and then we'll do it at the right time. Okay, remember 2 counts and then we switch. 1, 2, ready, F sharp minor. 1, 2, switch, E7. 1, 2, switch. It's happening on that offbeat, in between beats 2 and 3, right? Feels a little syncopated, F sharp minor, and then switch E7. 1, 2, switch, 4, 4, 1, 2, switch, 3, 4, and 1, switch, 4, and 1, 2, switch, 3, 4. Last time. Beautiful. All right, let's see if we can do them all. Remember, D to A, switch on that offbeat. F sharp minor to E7, we switch on that offbeat. If you need to listen one rotation, go for it. 1, 2, sounds like this. 1, 2, 4, F sharp, E7. Good. D to A, and F sharp minor to E7. Beautiful. 2 more times. D, A, F sharp minor, E7. Beautiful. Last time. You got a fast car. I wanna take it to anywhere. And let's finish on A together. Beautiful. Okay, cool. We're working on the tune Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Okay, awesome. Any questions about our left-hand shapes? No? All right, cool. Yeah, we got about 15 more minutes. Let's see if we can work through our right-hand rhythm, okay? Sounds like this. Go ahead and try and listen. See if you can just jump into it, and then we'll explain how it moves and how it happens. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 4. And down, down, up, up, down. 1, 2, and 4. And 1, 2, and 4. Down, down, up, down. 1, 2, and 4. Nice. Let's try a few more rotations. 1, 2, and 4, and last time. And we'll switch to some visual. And this is the rhythm that we're playing, right? All right, let's try one full measure for each chord. We're going D to A to F sharp minor to E7. we go. D. Let's go A. F sharp minor. E7. Good. Let's go 2 more rotations, just like that. Show me A. Show me F sharp. And show me E7. Good. Last rotation, D. And A. And F sharp minor. And then to E7. And finish on A for me. All right, so this is a little trickier, right? Which is kind of designated by that red arrow. That's actually where we're going to be switching. Because we're not playing on 3 during our rhythm, this is more of that anticipated change, right? Switching a little bit before the center of the measure. Cool? So let's see if we can just practice this. Let's hold a D chord, and then let's take it off for the second half. So it sounds like this. D and off. D and off. Make sense? D and off. So all we're going to replace that off with is our A section, okay? I mean our A chord. So instead of playing off, whenever you feel ready, go ahead and move to that A chord. So that's what makes this tune a little bit trickier than just learning 4 chords, right? Is those 4 chords have to be moved between each other a little quicker than we're used to, and a little bit more in like a syncopated place in the rhythm, right? A little more unexpected place in the rhythm. Beautiful. Last time, D to A. And let's finish on F sharp minor. So now here, same thing, except we're moving from F sharp to E7. Let's go ahead and say F sharp to off. Let's try that. Take our fingers off. Down and off. Almost imagine that you're going to the E7 chord, okay? Let's go one more time, and then we'll try to do the E7 on the offbeat. Ready? Here we go. F sharp minor, E7. Nice. F sharp minor, E7. F sharp minor, E7. Try to keep that right hand moving. Even if the left hand miffs the chord, or you miss it, or you forget it, try to keep that rhythm consistent so you really can feel when you are supposed to change and link that to the way it sounds when you're transferring. Beautiful. 2 more times. F sharp minor to E7. And finish on A for me. Nicely done. Okay, so now we try D minor. I'm sorry, D major. We play D to A, F sharp to E7. All right, we try to put them all together, okay? Cool? Give a little breather. I'll count us in. 1, 2. Sorry, I need some water. All right, let's give it a try. 1, 2. 1, 2. D to A. Here we go. To A. F sharp minor, E7. Nice. D and A. F sharp minor to E7. Good. You got a fast car. I got a ticket to anywhere. F sharp minor to E7. And finish on A. Nicely done. Bravissimo. Not bad for that chord change. That feel all right? Feel doable? Okay, awesome. So if you want any visual references, these handouts you can print off, or you can just download the digital file of it. It's going to show you the rhythm, talk about it a little bit, and then here is our chord progression that we need to know, okay? D, A, F sharp minor, E7. That's going to make up all the chords you see. The one thing that I want to point out is this, is that, for the intermediate version, when we go to challenge ourselves a little bit, there is the option of playing E in a little bit of a different way. Yeah? If you kind of scroll down, you look at, there's a different version of the E chord. I just want to point out that even though this is called E7, it's everywhere you see E in the tune, okay? So in all of those places, you're going to be playing an E7 for the beginner version. It's just an easier chord to play, and so we're naming it by its full name, but it's represented in our chord progression as E. Does that make sense? So here you could substitute E7, E7, E7. Make sense? Yeah? Okay, awesome. Cool. Let's take a look at the chorus progression, which happens twice in the song. Our chorus, what we're going to be doing is actually stretching out the length of time that we hold the chord for. Do you remember when you were driving? D, 2, 3, 4. Dun, wish I was drunk. F sharp minor. Dun, 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 dun. E7. Out before us. Then we split the measure again. I had a feeling that I belong. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. Can you kind of hear how each one of those sections of the chorus, you're sort of like changing the amount of time you hold the chord for. And when you whenever you see that split, that diagonal line, you're always going to be switching in that same place on the offbeat of 2, that up strum. Does that make sense? Cool. So full measure here through this chorus. Then what we're going to play is this, and there's a repeat here, right? So we're going to play it twice, D to F sharp minor to E, and then we repeat D to F sharp minor to E, and then we're going to bounce outside here for a D/E. Make sense? Cool. I'll play it through one more time. So it's like, remember when you were driving, 2, 3, 4, speed so fast, I was drunk. Dun, 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 but your arm looks good around my shoulder. D to F sharp, had a feeling I could be someone. D to F sharp, E7, be someone. D to E. Cool. And remember, those chord changes are happening in the exact same places. All right. Let's see if we can try and play through that chorus. For now, let's leave the rhythm out of it. Let's just play it in our moves. And remember, when we're doing the split measures, we can kind of feel that offbeat change, right? And it's just going to be a little simpler to play. Make sense? All right, let's give it a try. Just whole notes and those split measures, however they feel. 1, 2, without the rhythm. 2, 3, 4, A. Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. F sharp. Down and out before. E7. I'll jump down and out. Split the measure. E7. Feeling that I belong. D to F sharp. E7. I had a feeling that could be someone. D. Bump. And then switch to E7. Cool. Let's try it again. 2, 3, 4. In my car. Speed so fast. Felt like I was drunk. City lights and down before. But your arm looks good wrapped around my shoulder. And nice. Had a feeling that I belong. Repeat. Had a feeling I could be someone. D to E. Be someone. Someone. Yeah. Those changes come fast. So remember, we just got to memorize how those transition feel. Let's try one more time that chorus. 1, 2, ready, and 2, 3, 4. Speed so fast. Dun, 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 dun. Ba-da-dun-dun-da-da, E7. Ba-dun-dun-dun. We split the measure. D to F sharp. And then E7, 2, 3, and repeat. Ba-dum-bum. Got a feeling I could be. D to E. Be someone. Be someone. And then we're back into. Right? We're back into our verse progression after that. Does that make sense? 2 progressions we need to know, right? 2 orderings of the same 4 chords that we've just been working on. I would say this, the left-hand part of this, even though there's only 4 chords, can still feel challenging because we have these different iterations of those chord progressions, how they stack together, and then also lengths of time, how we're holding the chords. So remember, try and treat this as a 2 progression song. That's our first job. In this week, get those 2 things locked in. Really start to hum the melody to yourself, like while you're playing, so you can really start to hear how the melodic line connects. Because I would say this is that, even though the left hand doesn't seem that challenging, it might feel a little challenging because of all those iterations like we talked about, but it's still just 4 chords, right? So the real challenge in this tune, we're going to learn one rhythm and then a riff section. The real challenge in this tune is I kind of spent this a little bit of time before you got into class when I was doing the recorded video. So many words to this song. It's like 5 verses, and each one of those verses like a full paragraph. And you know how fast she's singing stuff? She kind of like has different cadence. It really is the most challenging part of this tune, is learning to sing and play. So as soon as you can, get this rhythm moving and start to sing and play, right? I said, you got a fast car. I got a ticket anywhere. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Now, I am in the very early infant stages of memorizing all these lyrics. I would say this is that when you're just trying to get the words over, pick one line and just repeat it over and over again with that rhythm, and then you can make those little micro moves starting to adjust. We're actually going to start to get into vocals next week, and weeks 2 and 3 we're going to spend a lot of time on how to sing and play this tune. But remember, it's one rhythm, 2 chord progressions, so let's get those knocked out and memorized as early as we can by the end of this week. Cool. Okay, any other questions, comments, concerns? No? All right, let's see if we can put them together now. We're going to do the rhythm with our chorus progression, okay? There's our chords. And remember, for the first 4 measures, it's pretty easy. We just play a full round of the rhythm for each chord. And then we've got to get that split, D to F sharp, and then a full measure E, right? And then D to F sharp, we've got to split that. And then a full measure of E. And then we've got to split D and E, right? So the second half of that can get a little bit tricky, but again, we get that breathing room on the drop of the chorus where we're holding each one for 4 measures, or 4 counts. 1, 2, from the top of the chorus. Here we go. D, A, feet so fast, feel like I was drunk. F sharp, city lights laid out, B, E7, arm looks good, right, D to F sharp, E7, could be someone. Good. E7. Feeling up. D to E. Be someone. Be someone. Yeah, cool. Make sense? Yeah? Again, that's the trickiest part of the tune. Trying to remember all of those things. When do the rhythms change? But again, you really want to start to link it with how the melody is moving as soon as you can. Let's try one more rotation, then we'll call it for today. 1, 2. Oh, no, let's put that up. Sorry. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ready, here we go. D, A, beautiful. F sharp minor, and E7. And then we split. D, F sharp, E7. We repeat. D, F sharp. Good. E7. And then we split D. Be someone, be someone. Let's end on A together. Yeah, even though that E7 is a little bit tricky, looks like you're getting the gist of it. Cool. Let's unmute for a sec. I did want to record a couple videos, so feel free to jump in with me, but just know I'm not going to be talking directly to you. I'm just going to be kind of doing the Slack videos. Let's go to Slack. Let's make sure we're on the right channel, beginner, intermediate. We'll do a little bit of recording. Oh man, this is brutal. Disconnect. Stop. Record. All right, so for the chords we need a D chord 2, 2, 2, and 0, F sharp minor. I'm sorry, A chord 2, 1, 0, 0, F sharp minor. Add the ring finger. 2, 1, 2, 0, and then E7, 1, 2, 0, and 2. Now the right hand for this rhythm sounds like this: 1, 2, and 4, and down, down, up. Okay, now remember the tricky thing about this tune is being able to switch between chord shapes on that offbeat. So I'm going D to A, right? So you can practice that. If that's a little bit too tricky, you can always go to the off chord to help you with that transition and timing before you get ready. And it goes F sharp minor to E7. That's really most of the tune. The verse section makes up the majority of this song, right? D, switch A, fast car, I got a ticket to anywhere. D and F sharp, A, F sharp minor, and E7. Now, to go to the chorus, what we're going to be doing is switching our rhythm so it's longer. 1 rotation of the rhythm. And then A, speed so fast, wish I felt like I was drunk. F sharp minor, down, B, 4 to E. Arms down, down. And now you go D, F sharp minor, split the measure, E7. Had a feeling that I belong. D to F sharp. Had a feeling Then you split it between D and E. Be someone, be someone. And then you're back into the verse. Cool. In the recording. We hit send. That is in the Slack feed. Do you have any questions, Monique, before we get out of here?
I do not, but I do like this song. So.
It's a really great tune. Did you watch the video?
Just a comment.
Did you watch the Grammy video?
Like the
Grammy performance?
Original video?
No.
Oh, the Grammy performance, yeah.
The Grammy performance she did with like Luke somebody, some country western star. It's on the content page. You have to watch it. It's so good. It like brought me to tears. It's just such a sad song. It's such a sad song and played so beautifully. Like it's just such a great performance. It's like high quality video and audio and just it's a really great performance. Make sure you watch that video. It's like right on the intro page of the module for the month. Cool. All right. It was nice to see you. Have a wonderful week and we'll see you next time, okay?
Nice to see you too. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.